Every day, over 50 million people turn to one place to share their deepest secrets, anonymously. But among those millions of stories, some stand out for their chilling reality. What would you do if you discovered a hidden passage beneath an ordinary bridge, only to find evidence of something twisted and terrifying lurking in the shadows? How far would you go to uncover the truth when the darkness feels alive and watching? Tonight, we'll dive into true tales that have haunted a community, where ordinary lives intersect with extraordinary fear. Stay with me until the end, because every detail in these stories will grip you, disturb you, and maybe even change the way you see the world forever. There's something uniquely powerful about sharing stories anonymously, a way to speak truths we might otherwise keep locked away. And that's exactly what has made Reddit one of the most fascinating corners of the internet. With over 50 million daily users, it's a place where people from all walks of life come together to share their most personal, often unsettling experiences, without fear of judgment or exposure. One of the reasons these stories hit so hard is because they're real. Not just hearsay or urban legends, but accounts backed by tangible evidence, security camera footage capturing strange figures lurking in backyards, mysterious biological traces found at crime scenes, and first-hand testimonies from people who faced the unexplainable. These aren't just stories, they're pieces of a larger puzzle that challenge our understanding of reality. Take, for example, a post that went viral in a Reddit community devoted to the paranormal. A user shared chilling photos taken inside an abandoned bridge, images showing eerie symbols, blood-stained objects, and a space so claustrophobic and dark it seemed to swallow light itself. The detail and authenticity of these images sparked a wave of conversations. Users cross-referenced with local police reports, eyewitness accounts, and even historical records, all lending weight to the possibility that this wasn't just fiction. What really connects these stories, beyond the facts and evidence, is the human element, the raw fear, the confusion, and the desperate need to make sense of what's happening. I find that kind of honesty incredibly compelling. It's not just entertainment, it's a shared experience of confronting the unknown. And while some may still be skeptical, the sheer volume of corroborating details and the willingness of so many to come forward anonymously suggest there's truth buried beneath the surface. It makes me wonder, how many of us have stories like these that we've never dared to tell? Stories that might just change the way we see the world. But enough about the platform and its power. Let's step inside one of those stories. Deep beneath the surface, into a hidden space that no one expected to find, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Let me take you into one of the most unsettling stories shared on Reddit, a real experience that sent chills down the spines of everyone who read it. It starts with a group of friends in North Wales, curious and adventurous teenagers, exploring the quiet countryside near their homes. What they discovered beneath an unassuming concrete bridge was far from anything they expected. One night, after spotting what looked like a metal hatch near the tracks, they returned with tools and pried it open. What lay beyond was a narrow, claustrophobic tunnel running beneath the bridge, a place that seemed to hold secrets from another world. As they crawled inside, the air grew thick and heavy, a stale mix of dampness and something far more disturbing. What made this exploration so eerie wasn't just the darkness or the tight space, it was what they found along the way. A folding chair facing a wall, a yellowed and torn magazine page pinned with a candle melted onto the surface. And most haunting of all, the face of the woman in the photo was cut out with unnerving precision. Blood-stained condoms and other grim objects were scattered about, remnants that clearly told a story of someone's twisted presence. There were footprints and handprints in the dust, biological traces that no one could explain. This wasn't just vandalism or teenage mischief. Something far darker had occupied this space. Local residents confirmed strange smells and noises near the bridge, and security cameras occasionally caught glimpses of figures lurking late at night. What strikes me most about this story is how real and raw it feels, not just because of the evidence, but because of the terror the group felt crawling through that tunnel. Feeling trapped in a nightmare-like environment with no quick escape. Their terrified voices, the scrape of their clothes against rough concrete, their desperate prayers, it all paints a vivid picture of fear you can almost touch. I've thought a lot about this story since reading it. It reminds me how sometimes the most hidden places hold the darkest secrets. and how curiosity can quickly turn to horror. But it also shows the courage of ordinary people facing the unknown, daring to uncover the truth even when it scares them beyond words. And just when you think the story couldn't get any more intense, these brave explorers went back, camera in hand, to document what they found next. But that's a tale for the next part. A few years after that first terrifying exploration beneath the bridge, the story didn't end. In fact, it only deepened. The same group of friends, now older, but still haunted by what they found, decided to return. This time, they came prepared, armed with cameras and flashlights, hoping to capture undeniable evidence of the darkness that had lurked there. What they recorded wasn't just shadows or vague shapes. It was a haunting testament to what still lived in that cramped, suffocating space. The footage showed thick layers of dust disturbed by fresh footprints, suggesting someone, or something, had been there recently. The smell of decay was overpowering, seeping through the broken concrete and stale air, making it nearly impossible to stay long. They found torn strips of tape, makeshift barricades, and objects that looked like they had been used and discarded by an unseen occupant. The disturbing residue of human presence, biological traces that experts later analyzed, confirmed that this was no abandoned, forgotten tunnel, but a hidden refuge for someone with dark intentions. What struck me most about their return was how tangible the fear still was. Even with modern technology and the safety of daylight, the group's voices trembled, their hands shook, and their footsteps echoed like nervous heartbeats in the narrow passageway. They described moments when the air suddenly grew colder, and the weight of unseen eyes pressing on them became almost unbearable. The local police were contacted after their second visit, but investigations turned up little, no suspects, no leads. Yet, the community whispered of strange figures seen near the bridge at night, and the unsettling feeling that something malevolent still lingered. Listening to their account, I couldn't help but feel a mix of admiration and dread. Admiration for their courage in facing such darkness not once, but twice. Dread for the unknown that waits patiently in the shadows, unseen but ever present. This story reminds me that some mysteries refuse to be left alone, that sometimes our curiosity pulls us back into danger, demanding we confront what we'd rather forget. But as if this chilling tale wasn't enough, there's another story that shifts from the eerie physical world to something even more personal. A nightmarish intrusion that happened inside a home, captured on an unlikely device. Let's dive into that next. What really makes this story stick with me, beyond the cramped tunnel and creeping fear, are the chilling objects the group found inside that hidden space. These weren't just random trash or abandoned items. They were unsettling clues hinting at something dark and deeply disturbing. Imagine discovering a folding chair placed deliberately, facing the wall, as if someone had been sitting there, watching, waiting. Nearby, a yellowed magazine page pinned with a melted candle, featuring a woman's photo, but not just any photo. The woman's eyes had been carefully cut out, with surgical precision, leaving an eerie blank stare. It wasn't a careless act of vandalism, it felt deliberate, almost ritualistic. The presence of blood-stained condoms added a gruesome layer, suggesting this place had been used in ways that sent a clear message. This was the lair of someone unwell, someone dangerous. The scent of decay and human waste, confirmed later by forensic analysis, made it even more terrifying. It wasn't just a creepy hideout, it was a place soaked in human suffering and madness. Local residents reported strange noises and the occasional flicker of candlelight in the dead of night, which tied into the group's experience and even appeared in nearby security camera footage. These sightings and sounds reinforced the belief that the space was still occupied, or at least haunted by the memories of whoever had lived there. Hearing about these objects made me think about how physical evidence anchors our fears in reality. It's one thing to hear a spooky story, but to see tangible proof, to know someone really left these marks behind, that's what makes the fear visceral and undeniable. It also raises questions about the kind of person who would choose such a place to hide, and the dark impulses that drove them there. Was it a moment of madness, or something more sinister? We may never know, but the evidence speaks volumes. As unsettling as this discovery is, it's just part of the bigger picture. Next, we'll step inside a very different kind of horror. A night filled with strange noises and unexplained voices recorded inside someone's own home. The question is, Is it paranormal? Or something far scarier? Now, let's shift from the eerie depths of abandoned tunnels to a story that unfolds right inside someone's home. A place where safety should be guaranteed. This one begins with a mother and her young child using a smartphone app designed to monitor sleep sounds. What they captured on one unsettling night left them questioning everything. The recording revealed more than just typical sleep noises. Amid the familiar sounds of breathing and shifting, there were faint, irregular clinks and rustling, sounds that didn't belong. Then came a voice, a deep, low response to the mother's whispered question. "What are you doing?" The answer was chilling. Nothing. What's remarkable is that the voice was unlike anyone in the home. Audio experts later analyzed the clip and confirmed it wasn't the mother or her child speaking. The frequency and tone suggested a different person, someone male, lurking unseen. This evidence shook the family to their core. Coupled with strange odors and disturbances, it suggested a possible intruder moving quietly in the dark. Unseen but very real. Police investigations didn't uncover a suspect, but the fear lingered. I find this story particularly terrifying because it blurs the line between the paranormal and the very real danger of human intrusion. Sometimes, the unknown isn't a ghost or spirit, it's a threat hiding in plain sight, exploiting our vulnerabilities while we sleep. The experience reminds me how important it is to trust our instincts and take precautions, even when nothing seems amiss. And it makes you wonder how often these unseen dangers go unnoticed, whispered only through subtle signs like unexplained noises or faint shadows. Whether it was a paranormal presence or a human one, this family's story left a mark, a reminder that fear can come in many forms. And sometimes the most terrifying things are the ones we can't immediately explain. As unsettling as that is, it also opens the door to another kind of fear. The fear of the unknown creatures that might be watching us silently, just out of sight. But that's a story for next time. After walking through these stories, from eerie hidden tunnels beneath an old bridge, to unsettling signs of a dark presence, and even a chilling nighttime intrusion caught on audio, it's clear that fear and mystery are woven deeply into our lives. But what can we learn from these experiences? Take the evidence. For example, the disturbing items found beneath that bridge, precise cuts and photographs, blood-stained objects, biological traces. They ground these stories in a reality that's hard to ignore. Similarly, the recorded voice in the home, analyzed by experts, confirms that sometimes what we fear might be an actual person invading our space. These aren't just tales spun from imagination, they are backed by tangible proof that demands our attention. Personally, I believe that acknowledging fear, not ignoring it, is the first step toward understanding and protecting ourselves. These stories remind us to stay alert, trust our instincts, and respect the unknown rather than dismiss it, because sometimes, that small voice in your head that tells you something's not right could be the difference between safety and danger. It's also a testament to human courage. The friends who dared to explore the darkness beneath that bridge showed bravery in the face of genuine horror. The mother who recorded those strange sounds faced a creeping terror in the most personal space of all, her home. These stories connect us through shared vulnerability and resilience. I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever felt a chill that couldn't be explained? Seen something that made your heart skip a beat? You're not alone. Fear is universal, and in sharing these stories, we create a community, one that learns, supports, and grows stronger. Thank you for joining me on this journey through darkness and mystery. If you've enjoyed these stories, please like, subscribe, and share your own experiences in the comments. Because together, the unknown becomes just a little less frightening. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay curious, and remember, sometimes, fear is simply a sign that we're still alive.